The morning mist clung to the rolling hills like a secret no one wanted to reveal. Dew sparkled on the tall grass, each droplet a tiny mirror of the rising sun. The valley, silent for so many years, held the echo of something forgotten, something buried under vines and shadows. No one in the nearby towns ventured into the hollow anymore. Whispers of a lost plain, swallowed whole by the earth after a storm, haunted the people who still remembered the cries on the radio 5 years ago. They had searched for days, then months, but nothing was ever found. Until now. On the edge of the forgotten valley, a German shepherd named Rex stood at full alert, his ears cutting through the quiet like sharpened blades. He was a retired K9, once a decorated search and rescue dog, now living a slower life with his handler, Officer Daniel Grant. But today was different. The dog's chest rose and fell with short, excited breaths. His eyes burned with something ancient and primal, an instinct to uncover what was hidden. It was Rex, not the search drones, not the satellite scans, who had led them here to a shape half buried in the green. And when Daniel followed his dog's gaze, he saw it, the broken fuselage of a plane peeking out from beneath a blanket of ivy. Its windows dark, its door ajar like a mouth frozen mid-scream. Before we go further, if you believe in kindness, second chances, and the incredible loyalty of animals like Rex, please take a moment to like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel, Pawsitive Tales. Your support helps us keep bringing you powerful stories of courage, hope, and the bonds that can change lives. Daniel's pulse thundered as he climbed down the soft embankment, his boots sinking into damp earth. The plane was larger than he'd imagined, scarred by rust yet eerily intact, like a ghost that had never stopped waiting to be found. Vines wrapped around its wings and nose, weaving nature's memorial for the lost. He reached out to steady himself and felt the cold metal tremble under his palm, not from wind, but from the vibration of Rex's growl. The dog had stepped closer to the open door, sniffing hard, his tail stiff. Something inside, something unseen, had triggered his training. In the years since the crash, Daniel had been haunted by this case. He was still a rookie then, part of the ground search when the storm scattered debris for miles. He had listened to the last garbled transmissions from the pilot and promised the families they would not stop until the truth was known. But the search had ended with silence and shame. Promotions came, but no peace. And now here, with Rex leading the way, it felt like redemption was within reach. Yet he also knew this valley could hold more than answers. It could hold danger. With the help of 2 local officers, they began their approach. Every step toward the plane felt heavier than the last. The smell of damp metal and earth thickened. Inside the open door, darkness yawned, cool and still. Rex didn't hesitate. He placed one paw on the crumpled stairs and looked back at Daniel, waiting for the command. "Go on, boy," Daniel whispered, though his voice cracked. The dog vanished into the fuselage, his nails clicking against the floor. Inside, the world shifted. It was as though time had stopped the moment the plane fell from the sky. Rows of torn seats, luggage still buckled overhead, and faded safety cards lay scattered like autumn leaves. Rex's nose swept the ground, his body low, tail rigid. Then he stopped near a bulkhead where vines had crept through a shattered window. He pawed at the floor, barking once, sharp, urgent. Daniel's flashlight beam landed on something small and metallic, half buried under debris. It was a flight recorder, still blinking faintly. After 5 years in the wilderness, its tiny light was like a heartbeat refusing to die. But that wasn't all. As Daniel bent to pick it up, Rex moved to the far corner of the cabin, nose pressing against a sealed panel. His bark deepened, echoing off the walls. The other officers shifted uneasily. Daniel's stomach clenched. He tugged at the panel, which gave way with a groan, revealing a narrow compartment. Inside lay a satchel, its leather cracked, holding notebooks, photographs, and a small velvet box. The photographs showed faces of children, families, and one final group picture of the passengers taken before the doomed flight. Inside the velvet box was a ring, engraved with initials. Daniel recognized them. They belonged to the pilot, Captain Elena Ross, a decorated veteran who'd been ferrying emergency supplies when the storm hit. She had left behind a daughter who never stopped asking if her mother might have survived. Daniel's hands trembled as he lifted the satchel. In that moment, the valley didn't feel haunted anymore. It felt like a promise fulfilled. Rex sat beside him, ears drooping, eyes soft. The dog leaned his head against Daniel's knee as if to steady him, grounding him in the present. Outside, the sun broke fully over the hills, sending shafts of gold through the broken windows, turning the wreckage into a cathedral of light. Word spread quickly. Families arrived at the valley days later, bringing flowers, tears, and quiet prayers. Investigators confirmed the flight recorder would finally reveal what happened in those final minutes. Captain Ross's daughter, now a young woman, stood by the plane with a framed photo pressed to her chest. When she saw Rex, she knelt down and hugged him, sobbing into his fur. "You found her," she whispered. The dog licked her cheek, his tail wagging softly, and for a moment everyone around felt something lift from their shoulders, grief, guilt, and the heavy weight of unanswered questions. The town built a memorial at the site, not just for the passengers and crew, but for the rescuers who never gave up, and for Rex, the dog who refused to stop searching even after retirement. Daniel placed the flight recorder at the base of the memorial before sending it to investigators. He thought of all the nights he had lain awake, imagining the crash site hidden under moonlight. Now standing in the valley with Rex at his side, he finally felt at peace. Sometimes the greatest heroes don't wear uniforms or carry weapons. Sometimes they walk on four legs, guided only by instinct, loyalty, and heart. Rex had not just uncovered a plane. He had uncovered a story of sacrifice, love, and closure for dozens of people. And in doing so, he had healed something deep inside his handler too. If this story touched your heart, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to Pawsitive Tales. Every comment and share helps spread stories of courage and loyalty like Rex's, reminding the world that hope and kindness can still be found, even in the unlikeliest places. Special request: tell us in the comments about a time an animal changed your life or inspired you to believe in second chances. We'd love to feature some of your stories in our next feed.